that's just a total owning at the end of this interview and at the end of this clip, and that was just absolutely hilarious. Welcome back to the show. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it. First topic, Gavin Newsom unveiled his new hip-hop hood personality. Go ahead, roll the clip.
But also, you know, it was also about paying the bills, man. And it was just like hustling. And so I was out there kind of raising myself, turning on the TV, started, you know, just getting obsessed, you know, sitting there with the, you know, the Wonder Bread and 5 stacks of,
hey, it's like the White Stack 5 story.
Come on. Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Man, look, man,
bro.
Yeah. Are you talking about me?
Young YG.
YG,
but
man.
Every day in the backyard, just bouncing the basketball, throwing the ball against the wall until the ball is just like fraying, man. And your arms falling
yourself.
off. That's it, whole thing. So just, and then, you know, then this student that was shitty student is in the back with his head down, all of a sudden started throwing the baseball a little faster than everyone else. And started, you know, make a few free throws because I was sitting there practicing 500 of them every damn night. And in high school, I look up in the stands, my dad's back up there.
Okay, dope.
And it's like, man, and then he's bringing his friends and you're captain of the team and you're like, gee, you know, and it just saved me and it got me into college.
Come on, does anybody believe that the guy grew up poor with a stack of Wonder Bread and the mac and cheese like he's some sort of brother from the hood? That was just total BS, and I can't believe those dudes on the podcast didn't call him out for pretending to try to be a brother. You know, that was just so blatantly obvious. It was pathetic, you know. But this is the Democrats. They've just gotten so loony that this is like, sometimes I wish I was a Democrat where I could just make up stories and not have to live with the constraints of reality, you know? I mean, that's how it is. If you're having a bad day, you can just change your gender and all of life's problems are just gonna go away. That's the Democrats at 2025, folks. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. MSNBC guest Tim Nichols is claiming that Trump will use the military to kill any American he wants in America. Roll the clip.
On Helene's point about the possibility here of war crimes, I mean, even the fact that there are officers who are having that conversation tells you about the 5-alarm fire that we are in, because the Trump administration claims they can lawfully kill people simply because they are suspected of drug trafficking like enemy troops instead of arresting them for prosecution. Does that match your understanding of the law?
No, not American law and not international treaties to which we are a signatory. Basically, the president, and I want to kind of foot stomp behind Paul here about a plan. The American president has said, I can point the U.S. military any place I want and kill anyone I want. That eventually is going to become a principle in the domestic use of the military.
Yes.
He is acclimating people to the notion that the military is his private army, unconstrained by law, unconstrained by norms, unconstrained by American traditions. And that, I don't really think this has anything to do with drugs. I mean, sometimes I wonder how far he's going to go to stop the release of the Epstein files and how many distractions he's going to throw at us. But this is about getting out from under his already dismal record, his record low approval ratings, his struggling with a scandal. And he is now saying, I am going to acclimate the American public to the use of military force anywhere I deem it appropriate under any circumstances. And I may well, the president may be thinking, I may well have us in a war by the time the elections roll around, which will enable me to say any opposition to me and my party is basically treason and unpatriotic.
Tim Nichols, your brain and my brain have gone to the exact same place.
Wow, that is just absolutely absurd. The fact that the guy would even go on MSNBC and say something like that and they wouldn't immediately cut him off and be like, all right, dude, we got to end the interview right there. If you're going to come on our network and say just insane things like that, we're not going to have you on anymore, right? It's just so stupid because the guy is using the National Guard to stop crime, right? To clean up terrible cities like Chicago and Washington, D.C. and just Portland. You know, that's what he's doing. He's not going to just go around and say, oh, have the military up. That guy looks brown. We're going to take him out. That's essentially what the guy is saying, that Trump's going to use the military to just take out brown people. That's the narrative now, guys. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Former Biden press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is asked a tough question of whether or not she regrets anything, and of course she plays the race and gay card. Roll the clip.
Karine, do you have any regrets at all for anything that you said while you were speaking on behalf of this administration?
Look.
It's a simple yes or no.
No, because you're asking for a yes or no question. I want to put some context to it too. I woke up every day. I woke up every day very proud to be the White House press secretary. I woke up every day as a Black woman who is queer, who no one had ever seen someone like me at that podium standing behind that lectern. It was an honor and a privilege to have that job. And I did it to the best of my abilities.
These people just cannot help but play the race card. And of course she's gay, so she threw that card in there too. But it's hilarious that the guy's like, just give me a yes or no answer. I just want a yes or no answer. Did you have any regrets? And, well, you know, as a Black gay woman, of course, it's just so funny. And she's the epitome of a DEI hire. Let's get that straight too. And honestly, I think the DEI was the worst thing to ever happen to Black people, because now basically if they're ever put into some sort of prominent job or they ever get a promotion, everybody's just going to assume, oh, well, that was because of DEI. You know, that's a DEI hire, or that's a DEI promotion. So DEI has really set Black people back probably about 20 to 30 years as far as getting credibility, right? Where if they earn something, they get credibility. But now DEI just completely ruined that. And basically, when you live in a life of non-merit-based hiring and promotions, this is what you get, folks. You get screwed over in the long run. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Kamala Harris is claiming she is not done yet and could still be the first woman president. Roll a clip.
In terms then of what is next for you, you write very powerfully about the differences that many women have made to your life, whether that was your meeting with Angela Merkel or the experience of growing up with your extraordinary mother or the stories of your baby nieces, Amara and Leela. When are they going to see a woman in charge in the White House?
In their lifetime, for sure.
Could it be you? Possibly. Have you made a decision yet?
No, I have not.
But you say in your book, I'm not done.
That is correct. I am not done. I have lived my entire career a life of service, and it's in my bones. And there are many ways to serve. I've not decided yet what I will do in the future beyond what I am doing right now.
But you've been very clear that it's a possibility you might run again to become president. And in my experience interviewing politicians, when someone says I'm not done, it means they are thinking seriously about running. But when you look at the bookies' odds, they put you as an outsider, even behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, is that underestimating you?
I think there are all kinds of polls that will tell you a variety of things. I've never listened to polls. If I listened to polls, I would have not run for my first office or my second office, and I certainly wouldn't be sitting here in this interview.
Yeah, she's done. This woman's political career is completely over. It was an absolute joke. They gave her a courtesy vice presidential bid just to check a box for Biden's vice president. And the funniest thing about all this is when the woman asks about how the bookies have her at worse odds to become president than The Rock, and she thinks, oh, I don't trust polls. I never believed in polls. Yeah, bookies aren't polls. They're dealing with actual money, so they're not going to give Kamala a fake line just to make her look good. So yeah, that's just a total owning at the end of this interview and at the end of this clip, and that was just absolutely hilarious. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.